as you know, there have been massive changes in newspapers and the whole print media and how information is disseminated in the world. And it's, of course, gotten downriver. And one of the things that our company, Journal Register Company, under the umbrella now of a larger company named Digital First, what it wants to do is go digital first, have everything online as fast as we can get it online. And one of the things that we do in trying to do that is what is called crowdsourcing. You're the crowd. We want you to be the source of a lot of the information we're receiving from our communities. You're out there, you live there, you're closer to it than we can ever be anymore. And frankly, there aren't as many of us as there used to be to go out and get the news and tell you what's going on. So we're relying on you, a lot of it out of the goodness of your hearts, some of it because you care about your communities, and some of it because a lot of you have really good things to say. So that's why we're having this blogging fair. This is the first time we've done this. We invited people before, last year, as you said, Brian, and we've had really good luck, I think, with the people we've had. But what the company wants to do is to increase that even further. So that's why we're doing this today. We'll show you what we'd like you to do, show you how to link, give you lots of pointers. We'll help you with writing, we'll help you with setting up. If you're feeling down about something, call, we'll cheer you up. Whatever it takes, but we want to hear what you have to say about the community. Because that's what we're here for, and you know, we just want to make things better for everybody. We want to keep this community together, and we want to stay as a presence here. And I guess when you get right down to it with the changes in print media, we need your help to do it. We just don't have as many people working here anymore. You know, newspapers across the country don't. So we're turning to other ways. We're learning as we go, because in fact, Renee Cizio, who's our online editor, hello. I said to her today, okay, please come in here, show me how to Twitter. I guess I'm going to have to break down and start tweeting. I can't believe I was saying that. So she said, oh, it's easy. And within about 5 minutes, I had tweeted my first tweet. So there's a message, thank you. So there's a message out there, and some people, maybe 2 have read it at this point. But at any rate, that's what we're trying to do here, is to make you even more a part of the community than you are, and to have you help us as we help you. So with that, I'm going to turn it over to Renee, and to Dave Comer, to Dave Herndon, to Erica Purdue, to Patrick Pepper, who is horribly filming this.
No, that's looking real good.
He can use that against me. These are the people who are going to be working with me, with you, as we, you know, kind of find our way in a new world of information. I mean, look what happened with the Arab Spring, and that was all about exchanges of information. I mean, I don't think we on a revolution's downriver, but you know, it certainly tells you that once information gets out there, you can't put it back, and you can't hold people or their ideas back. So welcome. I'm so glad you came. We're all so thrilled. We kept saying, oh my gosh, we have so many people. So we have soft drinks and water. And with that, Renee?
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
We have information for the new people who came in if you want to try and grab a seat.
Packets of info back here.
And there are sign-in sheets also somewhere. As Mavis said, I'm Renee Cizio. I'm the online coordinator for the News-Herald.com, which I'm sure you're all very familiar with. A couple of things. We're going to go over our why blog for the News-Herald. First of all, I think that, as Mavis said, our staff here is shrinking every year, and we're smaller and smaller, and we're not able to cover all of the things we used to cover. We're not able to have as much of a voice as we used to have. But our community downriver is incredibly close, and we're like one big city rather than a whole bunch of separate cities. That's the way I always think of it. And all of you people know what's going on all over, and you have ideas and things you want to share that other people in the community also want to know about. I live downriver, and I want to know what you guys are thinking, what are you doing, and what's going on out there. And I think blogging is a really good way for us to do that and to have more voices to our paper. You know, a lot of times people say, oh, you only said this much of the story and there's so much more to it. Well, you tell us. You tell us what is the rest of the story. You know, and that's a really good way for us to work together and get that message out there. One of the benefits that we can offer you as bloggers, and I don't know, is anybody in here currently blogging? No, all new bloggers. Excellent. Well, as Brian could probably say, when you start a blog, it's kind of like writing in the dark, and you don't know if anybody's listening to you, or does anybody hear, is anybody reading? One of the things, the benefits of blogging for the News-Herald is you're linked to our site. We have over 25,000 page views on our site every single day. So those are people that are going to have an opportunity to view the things you write and what you're saying. So that's a really good endorsement. Also, being linked to our website means that the search engines are going to pick you up. So when people search, say if you're writing about Southgate Community Theater, because you're interested in that and that's what your blog is about, as somebody that looks for community theater in Southgate, your blog is going to pop up before some other things do because you're sponsored by a reputable, popular news site. So that's another benefit of being linked to our website. Since all of you are new bloggers, this is a beginner's course. And then as we advance, if people are interested, we are thinking we'd like to do an advanced blogging course with more writing techniques and linking techniques and strategies for gaining viewership and things like that. But right now this is, and I'm glad, I know we got a lot of beginners in here, so this works out perfectly. One of the things that we will cover is choosing a blog topic. Does anybody in here have a specific topic that you're thinking about blogging about? Allen Park, politics, or?
Politics,
Any-
DDA.
DDA? Excellent, very good.
Want that, definitely.
Oh, excellent, that would be great.
Go down there.
Yes, I do read it.
I'm semi-retired, but I sold life and health insurance for 20 years.
Okay,
With more people on the pitfalls,
okay,
since it's an house, but getting out better and past writer for the independent writer, freelance writer for the Heritage, just decent articles on military history and veterans.
And there's a wonderful one in today's edition.
Thank you.
Very, very interesting.
Breaking up of the unions.
okay.
Trying to eliminate unions.
Wonderful blog, big, very popular topic right now.
My CEO is a social worker, has been for 30 years, so I'm here on behalf of the Information Center. We like to talk about social issues, nonprofits, and so forth.
Excellent, very good. Anybody else want to share their ideas?
I work for Henry Ford Vision Rehab Center, and I thought something about dealing with vision loss and the whole vision thing.
Great. A lot of people would be interested in that.
I want to be able to have a quicker turnaround on theater reviews. Right now with my current situation, I can't review anything that runs shorter than 2 weeks. And sometimes it takes a week to get in print. So I want to have a quicker turnaround. There's a lot of theaters that only run for 2 weeks.
Very good, that's a great service you're providing.
Yeah.
Environmental activists, does anybody else know?
No, everybody, this is Ed McCardle, who does write for us occasionally. He's always emailing me.
Yeah.
It keeps me posted on what's happening all over the area, so that's another really important aspect of this.
I'd like to focus on public corruption.
Excellent, very good, we need that. Anybody else have an idea they'd like to share? Okay, well, you see, all of these are really good ideas. And if somebody said your idea, you said you were interested in Allen Park, don't think because we have one blogger who blogs about Allen Park that you can't blog about Allen Park too. We want a lot of opinions. The way you see something might not be the way that I understood it or that I took it. And so don't think just because somebody's already writing about the environment that you can't also write about the environment. We want a lot of voices and a lot of topics so that we have a variety, so everybody's represented.
So we don't have to stick to our chosen topic?
Well, and this is where I'm going to address in choosing a blog topic. we think it's important that you don't choose a blog topic that limits you. You want it to be broad, so you might want to call, instead of maybe Allen Park City Council, you might want to say Allen Park issues, or something that doesn't limit you to just writing about one subject topic. You want it to be a broad topic, maybe even downriver environmental versus something more narrow, such as the river refuge. You wouldn't want to limit yourself to one topic. So when you choose your blog topic, you want to make sure that it's broad enough that you can write about other things too. You don't want to be too specific, but you want to be specific. It's a little bit tricky. And when you decide on your topic and you want help choosing a title, please ask one of us, or email us, or call us and say, this is what I was thinking of, and what do you think about this topic? And let's talk it out together and decide what would be the best topic for you, because you don't want to limit yourself. I started a blog a couple of years ago about losing weight, and I set a goal, and then when I reached that goal, I kind of ran out of things to talk about. So, I mean, you don't want to do that. You want to do something where you'll always have a lot of ideas and that you can keep going with, and you can switch off a little, you can change subject a little bit without being way out of left field. So that's important. And also, is the information on the topic you're writing on something that people are interested in? And I think we all know that people, if you've ever been on the internet, people are interested in everything in the world. So any topic you can think of, putting an individual voice on it is what's going to make it interesting and different, and that people are going to want to read. Again, I kind of went over this. Blogs specific to downriver have virtually zero competition. There are a lot of dog blogs, and a lot of cat blogs, and a lot of mommy blogs, and things like that. And those are really good blogs, because, like I said, everybody's different. So everybody's take is going to be different, so they're going to be interesting. But more specifically, we'd like to narrow our view downriver. We want it to be downriver something, so that we want it to be about us and our community. And there are no blogs. There are literally almost zero blogs about specific to things in the downriver area. So that's what we really want to grow. For example, if you were interested in writing about cats, I would suggest getting together with downriver shelters and talking about cats, maybe what cats they have there, and then you could switch your topic back and forth. Oh, and as you write about your cat story, by the way, there's a cat at the Wyandotte Animal Shelter, blah, blah, blah. And that would make it downriver central. That would be really a real benefit to our readers. Now we are going to go over quickly about how you set up a blog. The blog programs, the majority of them are free. Two of our favorites are blogger.com and wordpress.org. I can email this presentation or print it out for anybody who's interested in it, so don't worry too much about taking notes on this. And I believe it's also included in the package you were given. Both of these sites are free, and they're really easy to use. And we're gonna show it's as easy as sending an email. If you know how to do that, you can set up a blog. One tip that we choose, they have a variety of different pages you can choose. Simpler is better. When you go to a website and they've got tons of things and things popping up and pictures and graphics and all kinds of stuff, it gets really confusing and hard to follow. So we suggest when you choose your blog design to choose one of the simpler patterns, because they're easier to read. Is this where?
Yeah. All right, so like Renee was telling you, Blogger.com and WordPress are two free sites that are simple. We recommend Blogger more than anything. It's run through Google. It's very simple to set up. Like Renee said, if you have a Google email, then you're pretty much set to go to begin with. So we're going to show you how to set up a blog really quick. So you'll go in to create a blog as soon as you log on to the website. You're going to choose your blog title. One of the most important things, as Renee was saying, you want it to be something broad, and you want it to be something that's eye-catching, something interesting. So downriver dining. Can't decide where you want to go. Maybe you're going online to go into the Google search engine about where you want to go to dinner tonight. Where do you want to dine? And then someone could search that, and your blog's going to pop up. and they're going to be able to see your reviews or where you think is great to go. Your blog address, you want it to relate to your title. This is what people are going to put into the search engine. This is what they're going to type in the URL box to get to your blog. So Renee made it downriverdining.blogspot.com. So it's real simple. Something you don't have to write down. It's not like abc84392.blog. So it's something that everyone can go to real simply.
Ideally, if you can get the address to match the title, that I think would be perfect. That's not always possible, though.
And the big thing there too is that the address, once you pick it, can never change. But if you decide to retitle it, you can change the title.
Mm-hmm. So then, the last step on that was to write the words in a box and you click next. And here you are at the templates. Again, you want to choose something that's simple so that when someone's pulling up your blog, they don't get frustrated at waiting
See,
for
like
everything to
these
load.
black background ones to me are very hard to see. They're hard
Because
to
they'll take
read.
a long time to load on your computer, and any of the most advanced computers
The more
will still
basic
take a
ones
while
are
to
much
load.
The
much
best thing with the two
friendlier.
simple ones as well are they load better on cell phones.
Mhm.
If you have
Okay.
somebody that wants to view it while they're anywhere really.
So
then
I've chosen
we'll
one of the
continue,
simple templates.
and that's it. Your blog's been created. You picked a title, you picked a URL, and you picked a template, and you're done. You're ready to start posting. And you go in, and this is how it's going to look every time you post a blog. There's going to be the title box, and then all you have to do is type in here. So Renee is typing her first blog right now. We recommend your first blog be an introductory blog about yourself. Who you are, why you're blogging, what you're blogging about. If it's something that you have experience in, if it's something related to your job or a hobby of yours, that's something that your readers are going to want to know. It's something that's going to interest all of them. So Renee loves dining downriver, and she wants to tell everyone where the best places to eat are. Such as Mally's. So if someone is Googling, they want to have dinner at Mally's Bar, Renee's blog
That's where
might
I've
pop
seen
up.
you.
And
Frequently, I play the lobster claw game all the time. Okay,
Don't get ahead of yourself. You didn't
yeah,
title
wait,
it
hold
yet.
on, we gotta title it.
okay.
All right, so since this blog is going to be about Mally's, she's probably going to title it something that has to do with Mally's Bar and Grill. Which she did.
Forgive me any typos. I can't really see my screen and my fingers are.
All right, and when you're in your blog, one great thing about it is enhancing your blog posts, which is linking. Do you want to go back to the PowerPoint really quick and pull up that enhancing one? Okay. These are 5 key things that we suggest everyone try and remember. These are
When
things
writing your blog.
that we try and remember when we're writing our blogs. You want to keep them short. People don't want to spend a ton of time reading something. They tend to read for a few seconds and then click to something else. So keep it short. If you have something that you want to write a lot about, write it in different posts. People will click more posts more often. So break up your big paragraphs with bold headlines also, so that it's not just one big paragraph. You want to hit enter a few times so that there are spaces in your blog. And your posts can be as simple as videos, photos, audio, slideshows, other forms of media. And Dave's going to go over enhancing your posts with links and photos and videos and things such as that.
Okay. This is actually one of my vlogs from over the weekend. One of my best friends got married last weekend. That's a photo I took at the wedding. And I put a few photos in there, but people are very visual. If you give them a page full of text, they're not going to read it. Flat text, nobody's going to read it. They're going to look at the headline, the first paragraph maybe, and move on. But if you give them reasons to scroll down the page, they may stay, they may read the rest. Ideally, you want them to read to the end. Can we go back to the blog post? It's super easy to put a photo into your blog. You just click the little photo link if you're using Blogger. And then once this loads, you pick choose files up there. Or that's if you're picking it up the computer, which these are photos she has on her computer.
There's Anna Birdziak, our staff writer. One of our staff.
You could also choose from this blog if you wanted to pull old photos that you've used in previous posts. That keeps, in Blogger, it keeps a list of every photo I've ever posted in any of my previous blogs.
And there are plenty of free photo that you can get online if you don't have one. Or you could also use graphics or clip art or just something visual on there is really helpful for people. People like to see that, and like you said, it helps them, they'll scroll down the page if they see that there's a photo. This is a really huge photo.
This comes in really big, but it's because we take large photos for print. But once it's in here, if you click on it, it brings up a thing where you can resize it a little bit. I tend to leave mine at small or medium just because if they're too big, they're distracting. But, so it's super easy to add a photo. The same thing if you want to add a video from YouTube or anything, it's the same process. You just click on the clipboard. Except with that, you're going to want the URL from the YouTube video, which we can go over in a few minutes. So that's the easiest way to post a photo or video into your blog. Now, I don't know, does Mally's have a website?
I certainly hope so.
Okay. Now, our blog is about Mally's. She mentioned Mally's in the blog. So we're going to pull up their website. We're going to copy and paste the web address. We're going to go back here. We're going to highlight Mally's Bar and Grill. Then we're going to go up here and click the link button. And we've already highlighted the text we want. She's posting that in there. And now, obviously, it shows up as a different color when they're going to see that it's a link. So you're talking about Mally's. Now you're linking to Mally's. And a lot of times too, if you're writing about a specific restaurant or something, if you tell them ahead of time you're going to write about them, if they like your post, they may link it on their own website. And backlinking, again, would get you more people coming to your blog. If they come and read your blog about Mally's, they may like it, they'll read other posts on your blog.
And again, the way of the web is all linked. These links are what link the web world together. And search engines in the web love links. And the more links you have, you don't want to have a ton of links, because again, you don't want to make it really confusing and have stuff all over the place. But the more links you have, the more likely a search engine is going to hit on your site. When somebody Googles Mally's Bar and Grill, like I did, your blog is going to show up on that page also if you've linked to Mally's.
And this is the basics. And what I try to do is, if I write, say, a 500-word post, I try not to link to more than 2 or 3 things in it. Because like she said, you don't want to be overlinked, because you get the exact opposite desired effect. If you put too many links, then the search engines think you're just trying to pull page views, and they ignore your post then, because they think you're just making stuff up.
It's called stuffing in the internet world.
So they have.
And and then down here in the labels box, when you're done with your post, any words you highlight in there will also help with the search. So you're going to type in Mally's, you're going to type in food, bar, alcohol, things that relate to. And again, you want to put enough in there. Everything you talk about, you want to put in there, but you don't want to put too many, because again, it's the same process where the search engine thinks you're just stuffing extra things. And sure, this is one of the examples we learned in one of our training classes, is if you type in free Justin Bieber tickets in that box, you're going to get 10,000 people to read your blog in the next 20 minutes. But then the search engine's going to realize that you made it up, and they're never going to list you again. And you're going to turn off readers. No, people don't want to be deceived. They want to know what they're going to read.
So I'm going to publish our blog.
And done.
And this is what it would look like.
It's just that easy.
And this actually exists on the internet
This
now.
link now, when it takes you right to Mally's.
Automatically insert the data that a post.
Yes.
Can you change that post if you want to?
Yeah,
Yes.
you can click the little pencil
So you
down
don't
here,
want
and that's an
this
edit.
picture.
That's one way to do it. And the beauty of this is you just highlight it, hit delete, you hit the backspace button, or you can click remove.
And then you publish it, and it's still the same post, it's not a new one, it just edited your post that's already there.
Because we all have typos and things that we want to change later. So, or maybe Mally said, they called you and said, "Oh my God, you wrote a terrible review about our restaurant." And they might ask you to unlink their website, and that's up to you if you want to do that. But you can go in and do that too.
And so sorry.
I'm sorry, were you still on that?
Oh, it's just, again, with the labels down here, if you click on them, they search within your own blog. So say in 6 months you write another post about Mally's, and you link that again. When people scroll down to the bottom of your post and they click that, it will automatically search your blog and pull up any post you mentioned that in as well, in case people want to check what you said before.
We don't have any
maybe,
previous posts, so that's not gonna work.
so
for
you
us.
know, maybe you go to Mally's and you give them a terrible review, and then they call you and complain, and you say, well, I'll give them another chance, and you go back a couple weeks later and you do another one. You can easily mention, well, they've improved and this is why, and it'll easily link right back to it.
One of the most important ways to grow your audience is through social media. Everybody's using social media, and we here at the News-Herald, all of our staffers use it. Mavis told you she learned how to do Twitter today. We're all using social media because as writers and as communicators, the most important thing is that people actually hear what we have to say. And social media is one of the very best ways right now to get our voices out there into the community. So it's really important that we share the things we write on these programs. Is everybody in here familiar with Facebook and Twitter are the two most
Does
popular?
everybody have a Facebook page? Anybody that doesn't? Just a couple, okay.
Well, if you don't and you decide to start blogging, I highly suggest at least starting a Facebook page. It's the same kind of process, very simple. And again, and we'll have more advanced blogger classes as time goes on if anybody needs help with that. But the process is very simple, entering an email address and a password, and you're up and running with a Facebook page. So, and Dave, you wanted to show how to share these?
I think we were going to go over how to create the link
Bitly.
first. The bit.ly.
Okay.
So, one thing with Twitter is that you have a limit of how much you can post at one time. You can only post with 140 characters. That means letters, numbers, spaces. And a lot of times your blog post is going to take up most of that. And you want to get people's attentions by saying, read my blog today about Mally's Bar and Grill. Let me know what you think. Do you agree with my review of Mally's? So we use a website that's bit.ly, B-I-T-L-Y. And what it does is it shortens your link. It makes it cleaner. It takes it from like 50 to 60 characters
Wait,
down
that one
to like
was-
6 or 7. So it looks nicer on Facebook. It looks nicer on Twitter. It actually fits in Twitter. So it's really simple. Just like how you copied and pasted to get the Mally's link, you're just going to copy and paste to get a Bitly link. So we're going to go to our blog.
And you can see, I've already done that.
Did everybody understand how we did that, or we need to go over it
Can you
again?
go to the blog really quick, just to
Yes.
So you just click on your URL up there, copy, and then you go into Bitly.
You just had
You
a
hit
post
paste.
the last day or two where you used that, didn't you? And I didn't know what it was.
And then it comes up right here. So this is going to be the shorter link. And all you have to do from there is click right here where it says copy,
Well, or you could just
or you can
select it.
And then it's shorter. So then when you go into your Twitter account, and you paste it up here, it's that short.
It's 40 characters instead of the 70 or 80, however many it was.
And this is right here is counting down how many characters you have. So if we had used that whole link, she wouldn't have been able to type all of that. She wouldn't, there's no way she would have been able to put read about here. Because Twitter is so, they keep everything so short. And the same with Facebook. If you post that link in Facebook, it just looks nicer. It's nicer to click on. Facebook also doesn't fit the whole link if you pull it from the URL. So.
And then I would tweet this,
We're
which I'm not actually going to
because
do.
our followers might actually try to read it.
We wouldn't want that.
You have some
Once I
angry
hit
other
tweet,
ones.
it'll show up as a tweet like the other ones down here do. And the link will be like this link here, active, so that whoever says, oh, the lobster claw game at Mally's is great, let me see what she had to say, and they'll click on that link and that'll take them directly to my blog. And did you want to go over Facebook as well?
And now, we already have that bit.ly link, so we're going to go into our Facebook. This is actually Renee's Facebook, but okay, so now we're on the News-Herald Facebook page. Actually, you can see where I shared the blog I wrote last night. I did a comic book review of Captain America. But she's going to go up here and update status, which was already highlighted. She's going to paste that link right in there.
Because this is one of Dave's blogs, this is his blog picture that he associates with all of the many blogs he has.
If you
And
had a
what's-
picture in your blog.
Yeah, since we deleted the photo out of the blog, other than that, you'd get to choose among all the photos that are in that post.
That's something else really cool about having a picture in your blog. I did a blog about music the other day, and my picture was just a music note, so that I didn't have to explain in my post what it was about. Everyone kind of could take a guess that it was about music.
And then you can see Renee typed in something about, she's explaining what the blog's about. And she's just going to click post, and that would go, in this case, right to the News-Herald website. Well, Facebook page. But you'll be on your own pages, of course. But also, if
And
you...
then this would be an active link back to your blog.
If you click, you put a space in there, and say she wants to share that on my page as well, she just puts the @ sign, and then starts to type my name, and since I'm friends with them, of course this isn't going to work, is it?
Is David open?
Yeah. No, okay, that's the Philadelphia Phillies pitcher, but okay. So she wants to share this with the right-handed relief pitcher from Philadelphia. That is now going to post on his Facebook page as well. What she posted here will be on her page and his.
That's actually a good thing. You can share it. You can do the @ symbol and tag people in your posts a lot. I cover the city of Woodhaven and the city of Trenton, and they both have, the cities themselves have Facebook pages that someone inside City Hall runs to post events that are coming up. And I tag them in all of my posts so that my blog and my articles show up on their Facebooks. So anyone, they have like 800 followers, and anyone who lives in there and goes on there, who lives in those cities and goes on those Facebook pages, they also see it. So it's good to include as many people.
Well, yeah, and for any of you that live in Allen Park, I shared just about every story I've written about Allen Park since I've been here on their page. And they're all, the ones I do share are 50% or more popular than the ones that are just on our website. So the more you get it out there, the more people are going to read it. If you give them the opportunity, they will read it. But they won't read it if they don't know about it.
Did you want me to go to the stats now? Okay.
So since we've told you how you can, did you want to say something? Sorry. Since we've told you how to share your blog on Facebook and Twitter, we're just going to real quickly go over how simple it is to track how many readers
She
you
wants
have.
the bit.ly stat, not the WordPress.
Yeah, just go ahead and go to the- Okay, so this is your bit.ly link that we created, and you can track your viewers, your readers, in Blogger and in WordPress themselves. And we'll do that in a second. It's just clicking on a little tab that says stats. bit.ly is very specific about where your readers are coming from. So I use bit.ly to see if like my Facebook or my Twitter or the website are where most of my readers are coming from. So Jackie Harrison Martin, our staff writer, standing there in the back, wrote a story about a man in Woodhaven who
Got a felony.
facing jail time over a hot pizza.
Couldn't wait for his pizza.
So there is a bit.ly link created for it, and right here it says on November 15th how many readers there were, and then right here is where the Facebook and Twitter come in. This light green right here is mobile Facebook. That's how many people, 27% of the, what was it, 88 readers? 27% of the 88 readers clicked on that from Facebook on their phone. And then 50% clicked on the link from Facebook itself, whether it was Jackie's Facebook, the News-Herald's Facebook, one of our Facebooks if we posted it. And then direct is from our website. So 22% found it on our website. So most people saw it on Facebook.
Because we shared that link on our Facebook page. Otherwise, it might have only 22% of those people might have actually read the story. Whereas because we shared it on social media, a lot more people read that story than maybe would
And
have
you get a lot of
otherwise.
commentary. We have people comment way more on the News-Herald's Facebook than on the News-Herald's website. So there's a lot of commentary, a lot of feedback. It's fun to look at, and it makes it easier for us to communicate with people too. So you can talk to people about your blog on Facebook. Maybe they're not commenting on your blog, but they're commenting on Facebook, and they can at least give you feedback that way. And then in Blogger, all she did was click on the stats tab up top, and can you scroll up a little bit?
Yeah, this is the stats for the blog we just created. 2 people have read it. Even though we haven't shared it anywhere, 2 people have found it already.
So instead of being under posting, which is where we were for creating the blog, you're always going to see all of these tabs. That last one down there at stats, you click on that, and that'll tell you how many readers and page months you've had.
If you go to the dashboard, you can show them mine, or you can show them the actual real stats from a real blog. I run a lot of blogs, but this is my personal one that I started about 2.5 months ago. You wanted
No,
stats.
okay, sorry. This one?
And you can see that today, 135 people have read about Captain America. And yesterday, actually, I posted just a video from Facebook, or from YouTube that I liked, and 112 people looked at that. And since I started the blog the last week of August, I've had almost 6,000 people read it. Just mostly from sharing on social medias, because I have started blogs in the past on my own, not linked to newspapers, and months later you'd have 20 views, and my mother read it 18 times. And the other 2 were probably for me before I logged in.
So, and Dave, talk about some of the success you've had sharing your stories other places than your own social media pages.
Well, some of the things I've done is a couple weeks ago I wrote a blog about one of my favorite TV shows. It was Buffy the Vampire Slayer, and I shared it on their Facebook pages. And that I average about 100 people a day that read my blog now. And on that day I had almost 600 because I shared it to their followers, and they have thousands of followers. And well, actually it was a story that it got cross-posted on our website, so my blog didn't get the views. But back on Halloween I wrote a story about Stephen King and his best books for Halloween, focusing strictly on his horror books. And Stephen King, actually, somebody that runs his website, found the link and shared it for us. And we got almost 15,000 people to read it in a 3-day span.
Wow.
And speaking on that, there are companies, I know even some of the, WXYZ does it. There are people there who, it's their job to find things that are being posted about local news. Or a lot of companies have someone who does public relations and social media, and it's their job to keep searching all day to check on these things. There is a way for companies to pay search engines to get alerts whenever they're being searched for, and then they may pick up your story once they see it, or if you share it to them, or if you send it to them, then that's going to give you way more. So if you give them that link, yes.
Page views last month, 3985. Now all this is filtering through the newspaper here?
Well, it is linked onto the newspaper, but this is strictly for my blog. My blog had that many views last month.
Right.
Like people that typed in the name of my blog, or may have went to the newspaper and clicked on it and got there. But it's only people that have seen my blog, not the newspaper as a whole.
So they could see it from the newspaper, or they
They could have went to it direct, they could have seen it from the newspaper, they picked it up from one of the links I posted. And somehow or another, that's the ones that have got to my blog in the last 30 days. That's not for October, that's a running total for the exact last month.
And this tells you here, this 6 came directly from the News-Herald
And
today.
that's just today.
And
And these numbers are very, very not accurate. The tracking on Blogger is bad.
yeah.
And I know that because this shows that I had 5,800 page views for the month, or for all time. And we actually pay a company to keep stats for us. And since this is linked as a staff blog, last month alone I had almost 5,900 based on what we paid for. So these numbers are not exactly accurate, but it's close.
Gives you a good idea that people are reading and where they're coming from.
And this actually shows a map of where my readers are. I have readers all over the world now from various topics I've blogged on. But the darker green shows most of them come from the U.S. still.
Are you ready to move on?
Does anybody even know what Google Plus is? Because if you don't, we're not going to bother going over it just yet. It's a new social media. It's similar to Facebook, but Facebook has about 500 billion people. Google Plus has a couple 100,000 so far, but it's growing. Within a few years, you'll
Something
want
to keep an eye on for sure.
Do you want to show them when we post something, how it goes to the News-Herald? Just simply like you post and that you're on the News-Herald website.
Just show them
Can you
the
go-
blog view of our
Yeah, can you
webpage.
hit the internet?
And if anybody, this is very informal, so if anybody has any questions at any time, just speak up or ask questions, or there's something we haven't said, or something you don't understand, or that you want to know, please.
Why don't we do it from?
But yeah, that across the top there is all the different sections of our page. We have a blog section. Then the way ours is set up, all the community blogs are on the top, so I'm not sure how they decide the order, but as you can
This
see,
all looks
Mr.
familiar.
Rogers here is on top.
There's my clogged sink right on top.
But these are the people that currently blog for us, and some of them won't be on there forever. Some of them don't update as often as we'd like.
We don't have very many requirements that we require of our bloggers. However, we do want 2 to 3 posts a week minimum. When we first started accepting a lot of these bloggers, some of them may not update their post for a month, 2 months. We just deleted several bloggers that didn't update for several months. So we do want people who are actually going to be writing and that are going to be posting or sharing some kind of content a couple of times a week. Because people get very bored very easily, and they'll come to the News-Herald and say, well, their bloggers never update any of their stuff, so I'm going to stop looking at their blog page. And that doesn't help you, and that doesn't help us, and that's not fostering our community engagement in any way. So we do require 2 to 3 postings a week in order to stay on our page.
You also don't, it doesn't have to be every week in the sense that you can never stop. If you call us and, I'm going on vacation, I'm going to be gone 2 weeks, as long as we know that you're going to come back to it, we're not going to just throw you off the site and you're done, you're gone, see ya.
And again, posts can be as simple as a video or a photo. If you are out, even on your vacation when you come back, you took like a really silly photo of something that you saw that was really cool statue somewhere that you want to share, you can just post it in your blog, do a little caption about it, post it, and you're guaranteed to get readers anyways. Yes?
Can this be done from a smartphone?
There are ways to hook it to it. I prefer not to because I end up with a lot of typos when I'm typing on my phone, but you can, yes.
You can
And
just
especially if
send,
you're
easy
just
to
gonna-
send photos from
Especially if
the
you're
phone
just
to
going to
your
be posting a photo or a video you took on your phone, that'd be perfect.
Yeah, a lot of my photos come from my phone that are in my blogs.
But these are all still our community bloggers. And if you scroll down, you can see these staff blogs as well. They're set up the same way, we just have our own. And you can see the different topics. These are on all kinds of topics.
So now every time these people hit, like, publish their posts
It
in their
automatically
blog,
feeds right into
Yeah.
the latest entries.
so we can, do you want to do a quick blog post and hit view post and show them that they're on the News-Herald website?
I don't understand.
If you go into Blogger,
If you go, you're already logged into my account. If you
go
actually,
into Blogger and
just
go,
post
go
something.
to posting,
it can just be, I'll delete it later. You can just,
Yeah,
it
just
doesn't have to
post
be
something
anything,
really
just put
quick.
something in it.
you can just put like 2 minutes.
And then something in here.
And then
And then she's
you're
going
gonna
to publish it.
and I'll view post,
Well, you don't have to view post, but.
and you're at the News-Herald.
Right, she can click the blog link from here again. Or that. You're going to have to refresh this though. And now we've loaded the page again. When she scrolls down to where you get to me, you'll see that that post is on the top of the list of my posts. And the staff are quite a ways down there. Actually, about half of these are mine. Half of those blogs are mine, but I'm
Where are you,
I'm
Dave?
quite a way down.
You're the-
Keep going. I'm down here.
There.
And it didn't show up. But anyway, that's the way
Well,
it's supposed
it might
to.
take a couple of minutes, but ideally it
Within
should show up.
within 5 or 10 minutes, because this is an RSS feed. It's kind of technical, but the posts aren't actually on our site. They're still on the Blogger site. These are just, it automatically posts links to them.
And placement in no way indicates how good or bad the blog may be.
Well, no, these
I
places
was
are
hoping
kind of
you
random.
did.
And I run at least half of the staff blogs.
Is there a way to search?
Oh, here it is, test post. It's there.
For some reason, it's below the video I posted 2 days ago.
I like it's like 3 words.
Actually, it's supposed to post latest, but either way.
search for like a blog topic without having to read all of them?
Yes and no.
Okay.
There's an advanced, a more advanced way to do it, but ideally, because like once you know which ones you like, you'll know where they're at on the page. So it doesn't work exactly the way we like. But, and you can see like Alan, he's one of our staff writers. You know, to recognize his photo. He just started his blog. I think it was last Friday. He's only got the one post. So as he fills in, these will go down and.
What is that RSS?
That's just the program we use that it feeds your posts into here. It saves our server. We don't have to host all your blogs. And
It's an acronym for really simple syndication. And whenever you like something, if you set up an RSS feed account and you like Bird's Eye View blog and you like Confessions of a 20-something man-child, you click on the RSS feed and it'll add it to your list of things that you like. And whenever there's a new post, it'll send it to you so that you know they've posted something new and you can go and read it.
it's supposedly pretty simple, but I've never tried it personally. We have a person that does that.
Are they in some kind of order?
I'm not sure. We actually don't run this page ourselves. We tell our company what we want on there, and they update this page. Everything else on our site we do, but this page is done corporately.
No particular order. Done with this, Steve?
Yeah.
Tracking.
Get the tracking.
We went over
Again.
tracking. Okay.
Now we're going to tell you how to make money off your blog. There are
That's what everybody really
a
wants
number
to know
of reasons.
about.
I'm sure that's why most of you are here. Ideally, we'd like to think you all just want to get the information out, but I know you all want to make money. That's why you're here, right?
Didn't know you could, actually.
Well,
I really
You
didn't
can't,
know you could.
it's not easy, but it can be done. But before I linked my blog to our site, I made 11 cents. It only existed for 3 days in all fairness, but once it was linked to our site, I had made 11 cents off of it in those 3 days.
Very good.
Could almost buy half a cup of coffee
Better than making
at a cheap
nonsense.
restaurant.
Yes.
Alright. So the most important
Homework.
thing to
You
making
go grab
money.
Rick?
Sure.
Yeah, if you can grab Rick Kessler, that'd be excellent. First, it's before you can even think about making any money with a blog, you have to have an established, well-read blog with frequent posts. If you only post once a month and 10 people read it, you'll never make a penny off of something like that. But if you're posting 2 to 3 times a week, you're linked to a reputable news source like the News-Herald, and you're updating your post, and people are reading you, and you're sharing on social networking, and you're out there, and you're doing things, that's how you're gonna start making money. So until you start posting, I wouldn't even really think about money, but there are a couple of things that you can do as soon as you set up your blog. 2 popular programs are AdSense and AdWords. And what they are, you can set those up within your blog in the settings section of the
If you
blog.
pick Blogger, it's really simple to do this because they're affiliates. You just tell it you want to do it and it does it for you.
Yes. And what that will do is say if you talk about steak in your blog, it reads the words within your blog, and it might post an ad on the side of your blog for a local steakhouse or a local butcher shop. And whenever somebody clicks on that ad in your blog, you will make a percentage. You might get
Penny, it might be $1.
right, might be a couple of cents, depending on the advertiser and what they're offering. But you might make, and so the more readers you have, the more likely those ads are gonna be clicked on, and that money adds up an account for you, and after it is over $100, they just cut you a check and mail it to you. So another popular program is, for example, the Amazon Associates program. Associates programs are a little different, whereas you get to choose the program that you're interested in. Is Rick coming?
He needs a few minutes, he's just finishing up the page.
The nice thing about the Amazon thing, like you saw where I posted about Captain America Prison of War, it was a graphic novel. Instead of posting just a photo of the graphic novel, I could have told Amazon I want a link to where they're selling it. I would have got the Amazon photo, and if people click on it, they go to Amazon, they buy the book for $14. I get, on books it's like 4 or 5%. So I get 5 people to buy a $15 book, I just made a couple bucks.
Yeah. With the associates program, you can actually choose which products are displayed on your blog instead of them being randomly placed and you don't know what they're gonna be. You could choose, you know, like he said, book reviews, and you could have that book placed there, and if somebody purchases it, you'll make a few percentages off of
If you
it.
have a popular associates program, you can make a lot of money. I listen to a lot of podcasting, which is not something we're going to go into, but one of the podcasts I listen to, he finances his entire podcast network through an Amazon Associates program, and he makes almost $100,000 a month just off people buying stuff that are linked on his website.
But again, this is all how popular you are. You know, so the more you post and the more you share and the more you get out there, the more people on your blog, the more chance they're gonna purchase the things that you're advertising or click on the links that are being displayed on your page, and that's how you're gonna make more money. 50 people isn't gonna make you 50 cents.
For the AdSense and the AdWords, do you have any control over what sorts of
Those
advertising?
you do not.
Once
Okay.
you tell them you want it there, the only
They
control
put
you
it
have
there.
is where it's at on the page,
Mhm.
but not what's in the ad. And then the other way, and we're going to have another gentleman come in and talk about it, he's one of our page designers here, is local sponsorship. And actually, with some of, I don't know, I'm sure most of you read our paper, if not all of you, and you see that every Sunday we run the blogger column, which Renee goes through and picks out a topical blog from our bloggers. We run that, well, what was it, last Sunday?
I think so,
Last Sunday, Rick blogs about camping.
RVs.
And we ran his blog in the paper last week on Sunday, and it was either Monday or Tuesday. He got a phone call from a local RV place that wants to advertise on his blog, and they're offering, you know, that's between you and them, whatever you want to negotiate to make. But they're offering
him a percentage.
sponsorship.
They've placed an ad on his blog, and for everybody who clicks or purchases something from their RV business through his blog, he's gonna get a percentage of that. And they actually contact him. Downriver Dining, our blog that we just created, would be a really more easy one, I would think, to get local business sponsorship from. Also something like that. That's something that they may come to you if you have a popular blog and people are talking about it, or if you are comfortable approaching them and saying, hey, I've blogged good things about your business before. I'm writing all the time about Downriver Dining, and I have 100 people a day who are reading my blog. You might want to put an advertisement on my page. And that's another way to earn money.
Is that a banner ad of some type?
That-
Linking it over?
That would be between you and the business to negotiate what type of ad that would be.
Typically,
Who would
with
design it?
the Amazon Associate Program and the AdSense and AdWord programs, they're little square ads placed on the side of the blog. I think you actually can see an example of one in Dave's blog.
We don't have those because we're through.
The picture-
Ours are the same as
The picture of your blog.
the
in
ads
that
on
ad-
mine are the same that are on our news site.
Okay, but it would be
It's
similar to
that,
something
but
like
it would
this
be a link
on
to
the
an
side of
Amazon,
the
a book,
page.
or something.
Mhm.
But those are ads that our newspaper sells because we're linked to.
How's it get there?
Well, those are placed there by our advertising
Well,
department because I'm with the newspaper staff. But on it would be generated automatically if you chose one of the
AdSense
first
or
two
AdWords,
options.
they automatically put that there for you, and you do not get to decide what it is. It would be related to something within your blog. If you talked about cereal, it might be a cereal blog, or if you talked about turtles, it might be a pet shop blog, or something like that. You have no way to control what
You
goes
also
here. But
have-
it's
if
not,
you're-
it would never be like anything offensive or really out of left field or anything like that.
It's
They're
going
all.
to be related to something you wrote in your post.
Now, how with the affiliates program that we talked about though, where you would actually pick the product with one of these programs here, you would decide what that ad is. If it's a book or a pet store, or depending on whatever it is you're blogging about.
So if I just reviewed A Christmas Story, I would want to link to the movie DVD and to the soundtrack.
Absolutely, that would be excellent.
And then if anybody went to Amazon from there and bought it from clicking through, you'd make money off of it.
Absolutely. Another thing that we are working out is if you do have a popular news blog and you are a good writer and we can depend on you and you're a trustworthy news sources in the future, we're going to try to start possibly purchasing articles from you.
And that would be different from the blogger column we currently run.
Right.
Yes, if I can say something about that, that would involve what we call reverse publishing, which is a term that we're getting used to as well. Reverse publishing is when something appears online first, then we pick it up and run it in print. So what we're talking about is if we used something you wrote in print, so reverse published it, we would pay you as a freelancer. But, and I'd like to say that, you know, yes, we're gonna do that, but the issue is you have to go through a process of filling out W-9 forms and all this kind of things. And it's not difficult, it's just time consuming to do all that. So we're talking about it, and it would be a nice thing if we could do that.
And
Yeah.
Is that like what Morris Goodman does?
You know, I don't know what his arrangement is with the Press and Guide. He's just a freelancer as far as I know. As
I'm
some
not
of
sure if he
our,
has a blog.
some of the people you see that we run regularly, like Tim Skubik,
We already talked about it.
Craig Ferens, you know, a few other people. They would be freelancers for us, so they are paid per column or per story. So that's what we're kind of looking at down the road, but again, it's what, well, you need a W-9 form, we need copies of social security card and driver's license to verify, and then there's paperwork every month to fill out. So, and I, frankly, at this moment, I'm doing that paperwork here. So if I added another 20 plus people to that, I'd probably be under my desk crying. Because there are these Excel spreadsheets that you have to follow all these little things, and that's, you know, not normally what I do. So anyway, we are looking at it. I think it would be a nice
Something that would be down the road, once you've established your blog and we see what kind of writer you are, what are you writing about, and are these things of interest that are something that we would actually pay for.
Right.
And again, that would be different than the blogger column we already run.
And we do run a weekly blogger column where I randomly select a blog of interest and we publish it in our newspaper.
And then we include the link, which helps you build your readers again.
Right. That is, those people do not get paid when we do that. And that is, you know, it's just random. We're looking, we talked about doing that maybe 3 times a week for each of our editions. Right now, we only do it for Sunday edition. But as we build more bloggers and there's interest there, maybe doing each edition a blogger column, you know, to get you out there, to let people know that you're out here blogging, because we have different readers for our print editions than we do on our online editions. So letting those people know that if they do come to the website, they can see some extra.
I have really found that out to be true, because unfortunately, most people my age are not terribly computer literate. So there's a lot of people who read me in print, who if I said, well, I know it's happened to me with people in our church and stuff, where I said, oh, you should read my blog. And I had some cards made up that had my web address on them, and they just give me this blank, sterile blog. What's that?
Well, speaking of getting information out, I left here because we're comping our Friday paper today, and I wanted to check on some things. But while I was there, I successfully sent my second tweet.
Very good.
So, I want you to know that people out in the community now know you're all in here. Listening to it at our first blog fair, and I stayed under my 140 characters. I'm very happy about it.
So does anybody have any? These are examples of some of the blogs that we have, our staff blogs, and we show you the blogs.
Dave and I have very broad
Yeah,
titles for
Erica
our
just
staff.
blogs about her life as a journalist. She tells stories, you know, types of things we don't publish.
Yeah, like
How
the,
she got the
backstory.
story.
Yeah, the like being on scene for, you know, a crime or being in a court trial, things like that that I don't get to include in my article. I blog about them and post, and some people are usually pretty interested in what happens.
It's very wide-ranging blog. It
Yeah,
takes,
so it's very, it's like I have some other personal blogs. I have a blog about the Red Wings that I start up every year when hockey season starts, but that's only like a seasonal blog. I can't really blog that much in the summer about that. So this is something that I've been able to update. I find every day there's something I can talk about, whether it's a phone call I got, whether it's being out and someone saying something to me, or being in court. There's always something to write about.
And I would bet you $1, if you check her blog this week, you're going to be reading about the Blogger Fair.
Notice we did have photos and we've had a video camera up in the
And
back.
it's on Twitter.